camera is on. We are live this Saturday.
There we go.
You know what we want to do. Bring you the good energy, the good vibes, because it is the morning wake up show with Ash and Joe. And I hope everyone that's tuning in has had a great week. Scared cat.
I know I had a great week.
We had a great week. We had a great week. We had a great weekend. What else? Yeah, there's so much to talk about. We have our little notes to chit chat with everyone about all the ins and outs that we've been up to. If you follow us on Instagram, you will know that we just came back from Florida, and I can't wait to tell you guys all about it with Joe.
Yeah, didn't we?
What else? We did do a Saturday wake up show from Daytona, which was funny because we were doing it on the fly. We never want to miss. And our sound kind of did go out a little bit. But
Yeah, tap into the comments.
tap in if you did watch it.
That was fun. All right, guys.
Okay.
Bam, I'm in the mix. Oh, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out.
Yeah, there's just a little delay there. I'm gonna just
I
get us.
don't know why our tripod is like slightly. Gotta get another one. It's like a
You know,
little lean to it.
Is I feel like I see it tilted even on our DJI, and I feel like, is that straight? But it must be balanced. But maybe mine has tilted.
Well, not on the DJI. You're talking about the little. It's always
Yeah.
moving.
No, but like when it's on the tripod, it still feels like it's a little.
Oh, okay. Do you have that file? Because it was on my phone of what we were talking about on this live. Check
What
the notes and take a look and
I was
see.
gonna say.
But
Okay.
I do know that Daytona is number one that we're going to talk about. You guys know what's up. You came along with us on the trip. You got to see the experience. Wasn't it insane? I mean, we love Tinley ever since we first got into it as ball python breeders. That's what we specialize in. Tinley was always the one,
Yeah,
Tinley was
Tinley
like,
was
this
incredible.
is the show. And every time we've gone, I mean, we just bought our tickets yesterday for the next one coming up in October. We'll see you in
See you in
October.
Tinley.
But it's just, we always, that was the pinnacle show. And we'd heard things about Daytona. People had said mainly good things, but every once in a while you'd hear some bad things, which is kind of funny just as we were on our wake up show. It gives you a good idea of the characters that you talk to. When you walk around the show, some people are very happy and excited about things, and other people are like, that place smells like beer and throw up, and it's not,
It doesn't smell no more like beer and throw up than Venice Beach, and I think
I didn't
Venice
smell
Beach
any.
smells worse
Oh, way
than
worse.
Daytona Beach.
I would even go as far as to say, and it doesn't smell bad, but downtown Las Vegas probably has more smells than,
100%.
it's just,
100.
Yeah.
The smell of the ocean is all I got. Okay.
you also gotta love it when you've actually been to some pretty bad areas, and then you go to a place like that and you're like, it's terrible, the beach is getting horrible, because there's like 3 homeless people on the beach. It's like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, the later you stay out, it does get a little sketchy. But I feel like any type of pier.
yeah, I heard
Late at night would
a
feel
lady
sketchy.
that got robbed that night, actually. It was walking down the pier, so I guess so, maybe it does happen. But we were in a big group of folks when we were out on the beach, so.
Yeah,
First off, let's talk about the show.
was
So,
incredible.
what did you expect walking into the show versus what you got when you walked into the show?
I think what I expected
remember-
is what I got.
We gotta talk a little louder because
Oh,
mic
yeah,
didn't
our
get
mic.
hooked up this morning.
So I would have to say that what I expected is absolutely what I got.
808 Balls, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, great to see you. I always see you in showing love on the posts.
It was everything that I thought it was.
Really? It was?
Yeah.
For me, it caught me off guard because I expected it to be fun. I expected it to be cool. Another thing that we should mention is one big decision of making it out there was to go surprise our buddy Dave Levinson
Yes.
for his birthday. He wanted us to come. He's one of the ones that really pushed us to go to Daytona. So thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. It wasn't for you telling us, we might not have pulled the trigger and made that. Honestly, we wouldn't have made that
No.
trip. So another deciding factor was looking at the calendar on Thursday before we left, I think, and realizing that the very next day, which was Friday, was the anniversary
Yeah,
of Fear
wow,
to
that's
Fascination.
correct, yes.
7 years of starting the business
Yes.
of Fear to Fascination, not just conquering my fears,
But
starting the business.
and then you saw what you conquered your fear. Then the first snake was sold a few days after that because you really went hard in the paint. And
Mhm.
then
So yeah, we started the business, and probably about, it looks like
Mid-August.
yesterday or day before yesterday, we got the notification that this was the first snake we ever sold 7
Yeah.
years ago. So
So
yeah,
incredible.
when we decided to start the business, we already had hatchlings. We had a reptile show coming up, and we're like, oh, we're really gonna do this now. So we started Fear to Fascination, like we just said, right
Yeah.
like 2-3 weeks after we sold our first snake, and then about 2-3 weeks after that, we had our first reptile show, and we sold out of all our snakes.
Completely.
So the first show we ever did We took all the babies. We were so excited to show them off. We had 2 display cases of animals, maybe 1.
Which is
display case.
almost crazy to think about as you're saying this, because I think is it next week or in 2 weeks, the Vegas Reptile Expo, maybe the anniversary of our first Reptile Expo. If things lined up,
No, I think
because we sold it before the expo.
Well, that's a tough call.
Oh, I'm
because-
gonna like
No, I mean that's
pictures.
not, I wouldn't go into that because that wouldn't make sense really mathematically. Like maybe the year before, but because we created the business, we already had snakes. We already had snakes. We already were breeding snakes by the time we created the business.
No, I know that, but I said our first expo. It was right after.
Before, obviously, then. So it wouldn't be the 7-year anniversary of it.
Okay, maybe.
It'd be like the 8-year anniversary or something like that. What's up, everybody?
Oh, nice.
We got some folks.
We have
coming in.
Dragon Puppet. Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have you
we
in there.
definitely got to show love to everybody. So we got Big Earn in the house. It said I farted. And, oh wow, okay, right on, Big Earn. That's fascinating. Dang, everybody's on their morning poo talk this morning. Did y'all forget this is a live? Yeah, that's funny. No, it's definitely live. We are live and in full effect.
Yep, here with you.
Cool, awesome. We got 11 people up in here. So yeah, Daytona was a blast.
Yes. What else?
And then on top of that, we've got the Las Vegas show coming up. It's like right around the corner. I believe it's 2 weeks away, almost right now to the date. So next weekend, not next weekend, but the following week.
Yeah, the 6th and the 7th at Santa Fe Station. But going back to Daytona, because you did ask me, was it everything or was it more than I expected, or what did I expect? The show itself, absolutely what I expected.
Oh yeah.
Was. I was expecting to see people that I'd never seen before.
Okay.
I was hoping to see new faces, or sorry, familiar faces, which Griffin Hardman's always so happy to see them.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, running, surprising Dave Levinson.
Yeah.
But then what I didn't expect was the aftermath. I didn't know how much fun after Daytona was going to be, because I'm so used to going to Tinley and doing the auctions, and it's like, this is so much fun. I love the auctions. But Daytona after show
Yeah.
cannot be touched by any show.
No. Well, you've got the beach. You've got fireworks. You don't know,
Cool
and
people.
unfortunately,
just-
most people at the show did not know this, I guess, because when we walk around and ask everybody their favorite thing about the show, they just said the beach, the beach. But on Saturday nights at 9:45 at the infamous Joe's Palace, don't you dare call
don't
it a
you
crab
call
shack.
it a crab shack.
At the infamous Joe's Palace, they let off an amazing fireworks show. There's like 3 encores that go on.
Oh yeah, I think it goes on for 45 minutes.
It was wild.
Amazing.
We're gonna post some videos of the fireworks and everything, and our experience on the beach, hanging out with Dave, hanging out with JMG, Jeff, hanging out with Chris, his lady as well, and they were out there on the beach catching fish with their bare hands, catching crabs with their bare hands.
You caught a stingray, no?
They caught a freaking stingray with a net. That was insane, but you'll follow their pages and you'll see some more of that
crazy.
content. But it was more than I expected for sure. Now there were more familiar faces, definitely. There was a lot of breeders that I did not know were gonna be there that we knew. There was Da Vinci boas. If you guys didn't see those boas, they've got they literally have a boa that looks like a cow reticulated python.
But it's cool because as it ages, it's going to continue to get more and more freckles on
Just
it.
like a cow, yeah. And it's
Cows do that? Oh yeah, cow. Oh.
Yeah.
No, legitimately, I thought a lamb cow.
Oh baby.
Yeah, I haven't had coffee yet. I was like, wait, cows? Yes, just like this.
Either way, yes, like a cow retic. And God, there's your tire wheels moment. Either way.
That's funny.
Either way, so yes, the boa is stunning. It's the only one that exists like that. It's a super fire IMG, I believe.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, if you want a boa, holler at Da Vinci.
You have
They had some absolutely amazing animals.
And
One of those
people.
boas was the color pattern was like something he said has never been replicated in boas
That
either.
dark one, right?
Who's into boas? Hit the comments if you guys are into
Just
boas.
some love.
Yeah. And so, we've got the Vegas show coming up. We've also got
Canada.
Exactly 3 weeks away. We're doing our first international show, so that's going to be a blast. I'm excited about that.
Drop in some Canadian reptile breeders that you may be aware of that you would like for us to just bump into, do an interview with, meet.
Honestly, we even got the time that if we're gonna get there on Wednesday, and so we switched our flight. We bought 2 different sets of plane tickets basically because the
well
first
worth
one,
it.
Yeah, get this one, you guys, and this is a great lesson, I guess, to give. Spend $700 on plane tickets, then you $700 on plane tickets. Spend $700 on plane tickets, and then after we buy the tickets, we get a call from Chris Eaton, Snakes and Fat Man Nation, you know what's up. and he said, "Hey, we're going to Mark Mandick's for dinner on Friday
Friday
night. Are you guys getting here early?" And I'm like, 8 o'clock. He's like, "Oh, it's just too late." And I'm like, I am not missing
that.
Mark Mandick's. Literally, it's been like in
Adults.
dreams when you see his backyard and the energy, the vibe behind it. Mark is just one of the coolest guys in the reptile community, and his backyard is, you know me. I can't go to a house unless I got a beautiful backyard. And our backyard, I just love it. So I'm a sucker for landscaping, plants, and energy, experience, vibes. I want to be around people that got a lot of that good stuff,
Yes.
you know? And Mark is that guy, that backyard is that place. I've dreamed about that backyard, and I was like, there's no way I'm missing that. I'll buy another. So I called the plane.
The airline.
The airline,
Yeah.
there it is. And I asked him, "Hey, can I change the flight?" "Nope, you can't change the flight at all." I'm like, "Oh, come on, there's one just a day before. Can I change to that one?" "Nope, can't do it. You'd have to buy another ticket." I said, "Don't tempt me." I went online, I looked, and I found one actually on Wednesday that was it was like literally $200
Yeah.
for the one way for both of us. So are you kidding me? Would you pay $200 for a
To
dinner?
go have
at
dinner
Mark
at Mark
Mandick?
Mandick?
So
Yes.
sometimes you look at stuff and you're like, you want to be, I grew up kind of frugal where it's like, watch the money, make sure that you're spending it right. So I'm like, oh, do I really want to spend that much more on a ticket? And it's like, it's not that much more on a ticket. Would you have spent $900 to go to Canada and have that experience and hang with Mark?
Absolutely.
Then buy the ticket. So
Absolutely.
we'll see you there.
So we're
Mark.
going to
We're
see you, Mark. We're going to have a great dinner. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
about
we're going to
that.
be with Proper Royals. We're going to be with Snakes and the Fat Man. And the whole Snakes and the Fat Man Nation crew. So he's got, I'm not even going to begin. I know
JT.
Green Line Morphs. I don't think JT's going to be
Oh,
there.
I thought he was going to be there.
No,
Okay.
word is that possibly Robin from Redline's going to be there, which would be
That
awesome.
will be a good.
But I know Green Line Morphs, Sugar Skull is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
Shauna's going to be there. And I'm probably missing a few others, but we're still kind of new to the Fat Man Nation entire crew of folks. So
Yeah.
we're, if we miss anybody, sending love to you. So you know what this is, guys. Every Saturday morning, get together, a little more
Chit-chat.
charge up. We want to send some good vibes your way. It's nothing too long, but it's enough that you can come get a little dose of some of us and get to know us just a little bit more outside of our cool content that we create online and the reptiles that we sell.
Hi, I'm Ash.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Fear to Fascination.
You know the tagline.
You know what it is.
Yep. We
What else?
appreciate it, guys. The comments are always awesome in here. Definitely, I don't know what it is that attracts some random live comments that are pretty wild. So try to keep it like PG-13 at least in here. I mean, I guess talking about your poop in the morning is fine, but it also is kind of gross.
We want to keep this a welcoming community. So
Yeah.
if you feel like you have something crazy to say it to the mirror.
That's too funny, yeah, for sure.
But before we wrap this up, I just want to go
Oh, you
over.
did find it. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
so we have some new hatchlings that we will be showing off at the end. Hold on. But just
You
a
don't want
quick,
to see my babies.
just to quickly go over. So September 6th and 7th, we're going to be at the Santa Fe Station Casino here in Las Vegas. We're going to be vending the Reptile Expo by Central Valley Reptiles. And then we're headed to Canada, which is going to be epic. Again, we're there 2 days early, so we're going to be touring the city. We're going to be just checking out all the new stuff that we haven't. I've never been to Canada. Joe's never been to Canada, so it's going to be extremely fun. I'm going to get a lot of maple syrup.
Both of our first Canadian trip. I've
Yes.
been out of the country, but this would be my first Canada trip. Let's get some eyes on these guys. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, and then we're going to be in Chicago at Tinley Park, October 11th and 12th. Of course, shooting content. And then we are going to be vending around Halloween time, the 31st through the 2nd in Scottsdale, Arizona, which, as most of you may know, many of you may not, Halloween is my favorite holiday.
That's right.
So I'm going to be getting this one dressed up with me.
That's right.
So if you have any costume recommendations or duos, also leave those in the comments.
Little guy, look, there's a table right here. Oh yeah, look, I took a dip.
Stunning hatchlings. They're all in shed
So
right
what
now.
are we looking at right here? They are all in
Okay,
shed.
so this is super cool because this is our first super pastel banana. We've hit some pastel bananas, but this is a super pastel banana. It's clown. This right here is just going to be a beautiful banana. Might be available at the show. Actually, probably not the Vegas show. We
No,
always
it's a
like to
little
get
too
a few
early.
more meals in them.
They look great though.
Which is always a recommendation for me for new ball python keepers. If you go to a reptile show and somebody has a snake about that big, do not buy that snake. I feel you should put at least 5, if not 10 meals into every single snake that comes to a show. So we always want it to be nice and plump, and that's something to honestly talk about. We're 15 minutes in, but I had something that really upset me at a recent reptile show, and it's worth talking about. Boom, boom, boom.
Look at these two banana clowns. These are all het genetic stripe. You guys know we worked at G-Stripe Clown Project, so these are 100% het G-Stripe. All the clowns are,
the differences.
versus everything else that's not a clown is going to be 66%.
So, okay, I do have a question before you go into.
Hey, what's up, brother?
So,
Rolling paper guide in here too.
I love it. So this one right here, you see how it has only the freckles on the head? I don't know if they could see that.
Okay, let me get a little closer for you. Only the freckles on the head. All right.
Only the freckles on the head. So is that what makes it? Is that like a tell-off? Boom, you're a clown.
Well, those aren't the freckles. That's the head stamp. That's the color.
Okay, I'm calling it freckles because when I look at these, they have no dots on them.
None of these have freckles yet. You know the bananas. They take a couple.
Okay, so I should say. No, and I shouldn't say freckles. I should say his head stamp only has the little dots where these have like none. Is that the sign of like that's a clown? You know, because the head stamp is different.
Well, that's a clown, and that's a clown. And so no, it's not that. It's the super pastel. So pastel will whack out the pattern and create some funky head stamps. Super pastel will blow the head pattern out completely.
Because
so
it hasn't.
Yeah, so you don't get that head stamp, you get all those little dots, which is really cool. But those aren't freckles, yeah, it's funny.
Okay, so I shouldn't call. Well, I was just calling it freckles because they're little dots, so I wasn't.
A lot of stunners here, you guys. A lot of beautiful animals. Let's make sure we don't got no comments in here before we get rolling into what bothered me at the last reptile show that we did. So first of all, let's talk about Ontario. Hats off to Central Valley. Like, you guys absolutely killed it. You know, summer's been tough for reptile shows for a lot of folks. We even had a bad one. I mean, not a bad one. We've never had a bad show.
No.
Well, probably that one that came to Las Vegas a while back. But
It
anyway.
wasn't a bad show. We got
Yeah, it
shouted
wasn't
out.
a bad
It wasn't
show.
a bad
That's true.
show.
As far as sales go on animals, though. But we always have fun. Now, that being said, Ontario was a blast. They packed the house. Hats off to you, Central Valley. And we killed it. We sold a ton of snakes. We conquered so many fears. We did everything that we came to do and more. We even covered content on that show, which usually it's either content or a show. Because you're so busy when you're vending a show, you really get hardly any time to walk around and shout out other vendors or anything like that. But this last show, if you vend animals, this one is especially for you. If you purchase animals and you're new to the reptile community, this is especially for you. There are a couple of things that we look for a healthy animal when we buy a snake. We never talk bad about anybody's booth, and I've seen mites at tables. I've seen, animals that aren't fed right.
And see a lot.
You see a lot, and people will come up to us and go, "How come your babies are so plump? You know, they've got good size to them." It's because that's how they should be when you sell an animal.
We have particular standards. I think for us to say this is how it should be, this is our standard. We feel this is how it should be for our animals. However, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, there should be an industry standard across the board that we all stand by.
Yeah.
An animal should never come to a show if it hasn't eaten 5 meals and in a row. Like, if the animal skipped a meal or two, don't bring it to the show. A lot of the people who are purchasing these animals are first-time reptile keepers. Think about it. If you were buying your first snake, would you want something that was a headache, or would you want something that was easy to get into? So we always make sure the animal is eating right. The animal has been handled enough times that when you pull it out, it's not just going to strike at you out of fear. I mean, it's possible it could happen, but it's not likely with our animals. That being said, somebody came to the booth. They asked me a ton of questions. They wanted to get into breeding. I told them, pull back. Don't dive too deep into it. Find out what you really want to work. Pick 2-3 recessive projects to get started and stick in that lane. I told them, get female heavy. Find you a couple of males that make sense so you've got a backup. I think that's about the best advice you can give somebody getting started is do your research first and really look into it, right? Well, he sat at the booth for almost an hour talking to me about morphs and what he might
And we don't mind that. We love the conversations with people that are really interested.
And let me be clear, even after having a conversation with me, if you go to another booth and you come to me with another snake to show it off to me, happens often, it'll happen, I mean not often, but it does happen, I'm not bothered by it, and you could even contact me afterwards and still ask me questions about the snake, because we want to make sure the snake is healthy, we want to make sure you have the right information that you need. Now, another note to be taken is you should always get that info from the person you bought the snake from too. Don't come to another breeder's booth after you bought an inchy clown and say, "Hey, what is this? I just bought this inchy clown."
And you go,
it's an inchy
"Who'd
clown.
you get it from?" And they go, "I don't know."
Well, yeah, that's the other one. Make sure you know who you purchased the snake from. Wow, we can make a whole, morning deal about this. But I don't want to get in the weeds. What happened was he came back to my booth, our booth, with a completely malnourished snake, and I don't mean like kind of skinny. This snake was going to die. Like, it was one that I would not give to anyone unless
you're like, hey, can you bring this back to life?
Exactly.
And it just it really broke my heart to see, because this guy is clearly a first-time snake buyer. Whoever it was that sold this snake to him knew exactly what they were doing. This animal had not eaten a meal in at least
3-4 months.
You know what I mean? At least it had skipped 4 to 8, or sorry, 8 to 10
Whatever
meals.
meals, yeah.
And this guy tells him, oh, it just ate 2 weeks ago, something like that, which that's a red flag as well. You should be feeding your snakes every week. And if that snake ate 2 weeks ago, I'm going to tell you that was its first meal in like 2 months, 3 months. And so it took everything in me not to say something about the snake and tell him to take it back, because I don't want to do that at a show. I don't want to be, we're not here to talk bad about other people, but there's certain standards, people. I don't know, you tell me in the comments what you think and what you do in this scenario, but I had to tell him. I just said, hey, I do have to let you know, we're not here to talk bad about anybody else. I don't know where you got the snake from, but that snake is malnourished. Like, it looks really bad. I would take this snake home, put it, first off, I give it back. I would get rid of that snake, but I would quarantine the animal. I would put it down and I would not touch it for 2-3 weeks, and I would offer it a really small meal right away, and within like 5-6 days give it another small meal, and then let it sit for a week, and then give it a little wean size, a decent sized meal to start to build it back up. But no one should have to deal with that. No one should have an animal that they get that they can't handle. No one should get, okay, so here's the signs. The sides of the animal were sunken in, and you could literally see flat sides on both sides of the animal. When you lifted the animal up, one tall tale is, it should have a nice cylindrical, thank you, cylindrical tail area. This animal was so sucked in, it was like a point that it came out.
It was emaciated.
Totally emaciated.
It was emaciated. The sad thing about that, though, is, the gentleman didn't just get that information from us. He got the information from another breeder who saw it and was like, man, this is a ill animal.
Pause there is because he comes up, and here's another thing. So people come up and ask you, what are these genes? It's like, well, what genes were they when you bought them? That's probably what they are. I don't want to say that they aren't or are something else. Yeah. The other kicker was, then he asked me to sex the animal. I'm like, well, did he tell you what? Yeah, he said it was a female, but I don't know for sure. And I'm like, honestly, brother, I don't even want to touch that animal. 2 reasons I didn't want to touch the animal. Number one is its tail is so sucked in, I don't want to hurt it trying to pop the snake, right? And for those that don't know, by the cloaca of the tail, you can apply pressure to identify if it's a male or a female. So I didn't want to do it. The second reason was, if whoever had that snake, I wouldn't go 20 foot near their building, their reptiles or anything, because if that's how you treat your animals, the odds are good you're not big on mite checks or anything of that nature, and our collection is flawless.
Yeah, husbandry is key.
So I wouldn't touch it, and I said, there are a few other vendors here at the show that might sex it for you. There's some friends of ours that were around the corner, and they sex animals all day there for folks. So I said, hey, maybe send it over to him and go check. The first thing that they said when he brought the animal over was, this snake is emaciated. This doesn't look like a healthy snake.
Looks like it's going to pass. You need to just feed it small meals.
Which I'm glad. We have to let customers like that know. And shame on that vendor. Honestly, I don't know who it is.
I don't want to know who it is. Let's just be completely honest. I think there's just things, and there were red flags along the line that people should be aware of. Like Joe was saying, if a vendor brings an animal and they say, oh, this animal hasn't eaten in 2 weeks because I don't want to worry about them pooping in their enclosure when I bring them here. Tough titties. It comes with the game. You feed your animal, in our opinion, at least 3 days before you bring them to a show, so that way they can use the bathroom in their enclosure and you don't have to worry about it. But of course, accidents happen. And what's another red flag to be aware of?
So, okay, there's other tips I would give in that department too, because often we don't do 3 days before. We'll do about 5-6 days before a show, because I want to get the poop out first, right?
True.
But nonetheless, when they get their snake, we always recommend 5 days before they offer food.
Yes.
Just so it gets acclimated, but that snake would be ready to eat when it gets there. The bottom line is, it hasn't gone 2-3 weeks without eating. So in the future, I'm curious what a lot of you would do. So please tap into the comments you watching this video and let us know, because we are a community and we should band together and we should have some standards across the board. And the reptile shows do have some of these standards as well, where they'll walk around, and if they see mites, or they should see animals like that they make people pull it off the table and not sell it, because it's a bad look on everyone in the community.
Yes.
And so in the future, honestly, the next time that happens, as much as I hate to do it, we don't like to be involved in controversy. We see the little tips and battles.
But for the care of the animal, look, it's not a personal thing. About the individual, look, cans could get kicked with you. We care about these animals that you're bringing. We care about the community that we want to bring more people into. And if you're going to be a bad representation of it, then I'm going to wave that red flag and be like, hey, this is not a good look for all of us.
Yeah, but the tough part is that when you say something like that about these, you know, you say we go and we find out who the vendor was and we report them to the person at the show. Now you got somebody talking all kinds of crap about you behind your back, but at the same point, somebody's going to talk crap about you regardless. And if that's where they're going to talk crap and make stuff up, then let them make stuff
That's
up.
my whole
You got to
thing.
take care of the animals.
My standards and how we handle our animals cannot be talked about. So if someone were to, I'd be like,
And honestly, let's be real at the end of the day. Anybody who doesn't like us and talks bad about us, it speaks more about them than it does us. I mean, you don't like us, what you talking about? We like you even if you don't like us.
amen.
Guys, this was our longest morning wake up. Appreciate everybody who's tapped into the comments. Hope you got some good vibes out of this. Hope you got some good info out of this. Hope you just enjoyed hearing about our journey and you're always along on it with us as long as you're following the page. Yeah.
We are doing a Palm Street on the 30th at 2 p.m.
Yep.
Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be a fun one because
Killer
we're
deal.
so flipping close to 21 points. One of us is going to win this, and that means one of y'all or anyone who's purchased a snake gets to win something valued over $500. Yeah.
Yeah, valued over $500.
Yeah, so you don't want to miss that. It's a good time. It's way more rambunctious than this. We dance. We
Also,
battle.
if you guys aren't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe. We're building up this YouTube channel like crazy right now. We're working on a bunch of shorts. We've just been pounding the concrete with the content, and we have so many long-form videos that are going to be dropping this week from the Daytona show.
Oh, yes.
And we're just going to keep up on that long form, so plenty more coming to
An
you guys.
amazing interview.
Yeah. Much love, y'all. We appreciate you guys for tapping in this morning to the
Love
Wake
y'all.
Up Show.
Peace.
And we will be back next Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then the next Saturday, we'll be going live from the Las Vegas Reptile Show. And then the next Saturday, we'll be going live from the Canadian Reptile Show. And then the next Saturday, I think the next Saturday or the weekend after, we're in another
We
slow
might
or,
be in, San Luis Obispo.
or Del Mar, who knows.
I don't like that word. San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo.
All right. I love you. Bye, guys.